Okay, let's
Should we
get
dive
into
in?
it. Yeah.
Let's just jump right in.
Our first
Muckbang.
Well, you can skip this episode.
I really feel like we are living out my YouTube, like my old school YouTube dream. Muckbang.
I don't want to.
I farmed in the desert. I farmed in the tropics. I've farmed in the Midwest. I've farmed in the mountains.
This is a farming podcast now. That's also another thing I like to show off. I said I don't have a gag reflex.
Like, you're really good at swallowing things. And Francesca, I want to tell you something. Like,
no one
it's
cares,
not
and
a
all
flex.
It does is make you sound
It's
slutty.
weird.
Like
Sounds fake.
Sounds fake and gay.
Fake and gay. Everything is fake and gay.
I
So much food in your teeth right now. And speaking of chat, chat has like really gotten to know me, and chat is like gay. I'm telling
sorry,
you.
I'm uncomfortably full.
Francesca, you ate too much.
I did.
I forgot where the fuck I was.
I'll tell you where you were. I remember.
Okay. See. This concludes this episode of the podcast. Francesca ate too much.
All right.
Hello.
First mukbang. Welcome back to the Saucy Sibz podcast. I'm Francesca.
And I'm Nicodemus.
And we're starving.
We are starving. But before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe, everything. And I really feel like we are living out my YouTube, like my old school YouTube dreams.
Yeah, because he was raised by you too.
I was. Yeah.
Honestly, with the podcast, we're like, should we just turn the podcast into mukbangs? Because like originally it was supposed to be a podcast just about like food and drink. Sort of became a reality show of our lives.
Right. And it's like, you have to eat. And so what if you just like podcasted while you ate?
Well, it would make me like, I mean, I'm always excited to podcast, but like if I wasn't allowed to eat like food until we podcasted, or just like kind of adds like an extra added layer of like excitement.
I know. I love like a new element of something.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we've never done it. Let's try it.
Just build on it. No, so we just Uber Eats some Little India in Denver. We've done the all you can eat buffet before.
Yeah. That's all I remember. That's the only time we've had it, right?
Yeah.
But and we love Indian food. Like I absolutely love it.
Well, Nick's a vegetarian and I'm celiac. So I have to eat gluten-free. He's vegetarian. So there's like, I don't know, like a few, I feel like most places we can both eat at. But like Indian food gives us like a lot of options.
Yeah, we love it. And actually, when I was a vegetarian, I've been a vegetarian since I was in 8th grade. And a lot of the kids at my school were vegetarian because we had a lot of Indian kids and they were Hindu. And so that's how I got introduced to Indian food at like such a young age. So, yeah.
But shout out Little India.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Not sponsored. We paid for it with our own money.
I know.
but
we'll get there.
Future episodes will be sponsored. That'd be so legit.
Yeah. You ready to dive in?
I am, but first I need some more. You can have the rest of the chai. I feel like I kind of chugged it.
You did. I was going to say.
Really good chai. Yeah. It's definitely homemade.
You know, in India, man, I guess since we're talking about Indian food.
Oh, yeah. Nick like traveled around India by himself.
Mm-hmm. I was in Nepal for 3 months and then India for 6 months. You know, everywhere you get chai in India and Nepal, it's different.
I would go just for a chai tour.
I pretty much did. I mean, that's what you do when you're there. You have chai and they serve it into like little small cups and you go around. And then there's like, even on the train, there's a guy that walks around with chai. And, you know, and you're just like, and it's essentially free, you know?
Wow.
And it's all different chais. Yeah.
Okay, I'm adding that to my bucket list. A chai tour of India.
Chai tour.
Although Nick told me like I probably wouldn't survive that well.
No, you would die. You would die in India.
He told me that just to go to Nepal, and what I think in my brain is India is like actually how Nepal is, but that India is like kind of like a little scarier.
India's like really scary and a lot more intense.
I know there's beautiful, gorgeous parts of India. We love it. Like he loved India. It changed his life. But like I'm just like kind of more of a priss when it comes to traveling.
Mm-hmm. No, you would actually shit your brains all the way out to the grave.
Oh, and I have a really weak stomach.
Yeah, I mean, I was, and I have a stomach of steel. Like it was crazy. And you know that really sucked about India because I was so excited about the food, obviously, and I did have some like really amazing meals throughout it. But there were just so many times where I was actually
just like you got like what's it called, Shigella?
No, my brother did, but I never got Shigella, but like I was just sick all the time.
Well, like hand washing, not
There's just a lot of hygiene issues there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So like, and you're just gonna get sick because like we're just like not used to that. We like antibacterial everything. I know. Here. We're like overly clean here.
I know. Yeah.
Like I swear I got less sick when I was living in Spain. Really? And like nobody, I just feel like I didn't wash my hands a lot. I know that sounds like gross as an American, but like there, it's like I'm on the subway and I'm touching things, like whatever. It's just like there's not antibacterial everywhere. There's not hand washing things. It's just like I felt like I was like a little like dirtier.
There's like a natural like
you have like a natural barrier. I feel like I got a little sick like when I was first there, and then like you kind of like build it up. And
I think I can see that. And
like Americans sit down at the table and like or get off the subway.
I think hand sanitizer is so dumb. I mean, I used it in India, but like
yeah,
you know,
might,
but
like, be trying to
I don't know. You know the best water I ever had?
Where?
Rome. And it comes out in these like old fountains,
like the aqueducts.
Yeah, actually, and like these old like stone building, like these old stone public water fountains that are all over the city, and they just spill out onto the road. Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's that I don't know where the best water I've ever had,
because it's like are these
but that's the water's supposed to be in the ground. Like it being in all of our pipes and stuff is not great. Wait, did you try the mango lassi without me? Yeah. Tell them what a lassi is. If some people,
it's don't like know. A yogurt drink.
Mm-hmm. This one's, it's like
yogurt. It's almost like, honestly, like, do you guys remember Danimals?
Oh, it tastes like a mango Danimal.
Yeah,
or like a Go-Gurt because it's like a consistency that goes through a straw.
Yeah. But I love it. You know, also when I was in India, I drank bong lassi, which is where they put hash in it.
I was like bong water.
No, like BHAANG.
Okay.
And actually, where I got the bong lassi, because it's legal only in like certain parts of India.
Mm-hmm.
There, Anthony Bourdain went. There was a photo of him there. And it was like a very famous place in Jaisalmer, and it was like, where you go get your bong lassi, and you could do different like levels of strength. And I did like the second to lowest level, and I about died.
Strength of what? Caffeine?
THC.
Oh, so it is kind of like bong water, but spelled
I guess.
differently. Yeah.
Do you get high from bong water?
I would assume so.
I've actually never.
But I just know it's like the grossest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like I used to live with a bunch of stoners, and like there was just bongs.
I cannot with you stoners.
Water. Have you ever knocked over a bong?
Oh my god, not the bong. You know.
Okay, so the lassi is like great if I was like a kid on like a hot summer day. Not even a kid. Like it's just like filling. It's almost like a meal. Like I would get it as like a smoothie to go.
Yeah, it's like a smoothie.
But like right now, I don't want to ruin my 3 other meals I ordered.
Yeah. I hear you. It's also great for spicy food.
Oh, because the cream kind of calms it down.
Yeah.
I also like got too hungry before the food came. I had to make myself a snack.
I was like, Francesca, you were not making a snack right now. That is crazy.
The Uber Eats is on the way, but like I get so hangry. It's like I would have like had a meltdown. Okay, let's
Should we dive in?
Yeah.
Let's just jump right in.
Well, I ordered rice with every single one.
Duh.
Like basmati rice. I just figured.
More rice.
Rice is one of Nick and Maya's like 4 food groups. Like besides eating out at home, we just eat rice, potatoes, eggs, beans,
and egg. Yeah.
And avocado. Okay, so like we have
salsa.
Groups. Oh, salsa. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What do we got there?
This is, I'm going to set these down here so you can see. This is a sag paneer. So that's going to be spinach and cheese cubes, right?
Yep.
The cheese cubes are almost like
tofu.
Almost like tofu, but also almost like, what's the cheese in Sweden?
Halloumi?
Yeah, it's almost kind of like halloumi. You can see it.
It's like when I first had it, I thought it was tofu. But it's not. It's like cheesier because it's cheese.
Because literally blocks of cheese. Okay, should we do a bed of rice first?
Duh.
And then put all this on top of it? Okay, so you know what the sag paneer reminds me of?
What?
Is the palak paneer from Amy's. You know, like the microwave food. Like
Amy's. Are you sure it's not Trader Joe's? Trader Joe's palak paneer?
No, they copied from the Amy's.
Oh, did they?
But growing up, I had that palak paneer, I think every day after school.
Yeah, same. I had it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Mom would just like, oh shit, that's a lot of rice. But that's actually.
So you can't fill yourself too hard on rice.
I know.
You know?
Sorry. Took a lot
Okay, do you have a favorite kind of rice?
I know yours is basmati.
Basmati.
I like regular white rice. Like, I do really like basmati, but like, I love.
Let's try the rice.
Actually, sushi rice.
Okay. I mean,
like, I actually don't love to get sashimi because because
it doesn't have rice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what the hell are we doing here?
I'm like, I'm not doing keto. Why am I not going to enjoy it with a little bit of rice?
And sometimes I don't really care about like the quality of the fish that much. Like sometimes I'm just trying to have like sushi, like and drown it in soy sauce. Like sorry, Japan, but you know.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Like sometimes I'm legitimately just wanting like some vegetables, rice, and the soy sauce and the
literally.
What's it called? The wasabi.
Wasabi.
That soy sauce with wasabi is my favorite flavor in the entire world.
I think it's mine too. Look at that consistency.
Wait, this is.
You know, I heard someone say that they like don't like Indian food because it reminds them of like baby food because it's all like curries and stuff.
I guess I don't get grossed out by consistencies a lot. I'm kind of gross. I feel like a lot doesn't gross me.
You are kind of gross. What do you mean? Like textures and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, does anything like food wise gross me out?
No, not really.
I'd eat this off the ground.
No, I've seen you eat food off of a grocery store ground before. She dropped the grocery store sushi onto the grocery store ground and ate it. Since our mics are so amazing and good, I'm wondering like, is like the food?
Oh, is the ASMR food sound gonna just be awful? Wow. Well, you can skip this episode. If it's bad, and give us feedback, or we're gonna start doing this more.
Unless you're into like the food sound.
And Nick, I got hot on all of these. Like the spice level.
Oh,
it's not bad.
Oh no, not at all.
But I don't want to tell our listeners to like go for very hot at an Indian place.
Oh, they'll murder you. Yeah. This isn't bad at all.
No, I feel like we didn't get the hot memo.
Yeah.
Because like I'm good with spice and like this, I'm not like.
I barely taste the spice,
like any spice, but like the consistency and like the spinach flavor is unbelievable, and the rice is cooked perfectly.
Yeah.
And they gave you a really good amount of rice for 99 cents.
You know, I've always felt like Indian places give you such large portions and they're never that expensive.
I will say, Little India, at least right now on Uber Eats, they're running a specials with like butter chicken and the saag paneer and like a couple other things. It was buy one, get one free. So we got 2 saag paneers because why not?
Because why not? Yum.
So there's this. Here's number 2.
What is that?
That's the other saag
paneer.
And then we got
chana masala.
All right.
So masala is like the type of flavor.
You know, chana means chickpea.
Chana means chickpea. Exactly.
Look at me.
Look at you. We're learning Hindi today. I love chana masala. I feel like if you don't like Indian food, you know how many people have never like tried Indian food?
That's crazy.
They just don't try it. I'm like,
I mean,
what are you eating?
Well, I feel like a lot of Americans aren't that like, what's it called? Like adventurous, like with their food. Sorry, I'm like giving handfuls of rice to my dog off.
I know.
Fucking loves rice. Can tell she was raised on the streets of Tijuana.
She loves refried beans, rice, and tortilla chips.
That's her main food groups.
Like more than bacon. It's crazy.
She like won't eat bacon or steak, but give her some rice. Okay. I'm just gonna dig right in to get like the full taste.
Is it spicy?
No, it could be way hotter. I mean, it's got a kick. Okay, this one has a kick.
Here, dump a little on my plate.
It's like onion forward. For sure. Definitely strong in the onion. Well, I love onion.
I love the colors of Indian food, you know?
No, it's got like the perfect amount of kick. Chickpeas are cooked perfectly. I love how a lot of Indian foods, like they're spicy, but then there's also like that sweetness in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like Indian food just has like a complexity to it. You know?
Yeah. No, there's layers of like flavors.
Yeah. And it's so homey, you know, and comforting. It's like got like a soul food aspect to it.
It does, but like it doesn't. You can overeat Indian food. Like we've gone to the all-you-can-eat buffet at Little India, and like I don't feel like I want to kill myself. Not like fried food.
Yeah. Like you don't need like a nap and don't want to do anything for the rest of the day.
Like think of when you get fish and chips, fried fish, and French fries. It's like I feel unhealthy. I'm in a bad mood and I need a nap.
I literally love fish and chips.
I know you do.
But like it makes me want to. I feel like it has to be at the end of the day, and I'm going straight to bed. Like I'll fall asleep.
Oh,
look at us!
That's doing something,
India.
And you have an option to add a side of like plain yogurt onto things like this. They like the yogurt on the side of.
Yeah. A lot of times you'll get like, I don't know what it's called, but you'll get like a little yogurt sauce to it.
Yeah.
And then you'll get a little like minty sauce to it, and you can just really mix and match.
Yeah, I saw the mint chutney.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be that into that. I'm open to it.
Just a little bit. Tiny bit,
Oh, for anyone new here, because it's the first mukbang, we'll see if we'll make new YouTube friends. My nickname is Dribbles. I mean, I can hardly get anything in my mouth.
Yeah.
Without getting it on my shirt. And it's just an issue of that.
It's so bad.
I just got like so much Botox in my face. Like 100 units. And it hasn't fully kicked in yet, but I'm already having trouble like drinking from a straw.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see it on the camera. Really?
I can't like squeeze it.
That's so crazy. Women are out here getting Botox. I know men do too, but like it is.
I can close my mouth. I can do the. Look.
Does that make you uncomfortable?
Because I know it looks good.
I mean, hey.
So when you get like the part that makes you not be able to like drink out of a cup or drink out of a straw is called a lip flip. So it's like injected. It's only 40 units. So it's not, or I'm sorry, 4 units. So it's only like $40, even though there's 100 units in my face. And a unit's
That's
like
so much.
$15. I won like a contest. I don't get Botox all the time, but I do always try and get a lip flip because I have like a super gummy smile. So normally when I smile, like all of like 3 stories of my gums show. But when you have the lip flip, it doesn't.
Did you say 3 stories?
Yeah, like a 3-story house. But it also kind of like, instead of getting filler, kind of pushes your lips out. What?
What?
Oh no, but I am getting filler next week too. Because I won a package, like a total makeover. And I was like, listen.
Free filler, Mom.
Yeah, shoot me up, babe. Mom's like told me not to get the filler. Because like Botox wears off in 6 months and I think filler is forever.
Filler's forever, yeah. What are they going to do though? Like,
so my lady used to be a surgeon and worked.
Why is she not a surgeon anymore?
Because she didn't want to be in a fucking, like in a...
Just saying.
No, I think she can make more money injecting people's faces with shit than she did as a surgeon, because like the malpractice insurance, and you're up at like 5 a.m. in the OR by 6 every day, like cutting people open.
Right.
And I think she just got tired of it. But I went for a pre-appointment and they took all these like high quality photos of my face, and then they'll give it to her and she's going to do like facial balancing. And then I'm definitely doing my lips.
You know,
I know.
Hey guys, I'm from LA. You want to listen to my podcast?
I think so many people have over lip filler, but I think people who just have a little bit, you would never even know.
You would never know.
It's just they get addicted to it. But what was I going to say? No, but the day I get it, next Thursday, we just got invited to a premiere for Another Simple Favor, like the new Blake Lively Anna Kendrick movie, like the second one. What's it called? The sequel to A Simple Favor. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, Nick, we're going to go to this premiere.
We're going to be.
So when you get your lips done, it like bruises and
that's so crazy. I couldn't imagine doing something like that.
Beauty is pain.
Beauty is pain.
It is scary messing with your own face.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Anna Kendrick does it.
I bet she does.
What is this movie?
So the original one was basically like Anna Kendrick, her husband died and her son makes friends with another son like at school. But the mom is like mysterious. Used to be this high powered like PR agent in New York, but nobody knew anything about her. And then she like goes missing, and Anna Kendrick's like a blogger and everybody's following it. I don't know. I'm not going to ruin it for you because there are some twists and turns, and I just don't know where they're going to go for the next movie. But I'm excited.
Okay, and then don't Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively hate each other?
Yeah, it's what we've heard.
So what's that about?
I've heard that Blake Lively is just really hard to work with on set. But I think Anna Kendrick like has too much like decorum, and like her PR team is probably like too on her ass to like let her say anything. But now we're seeing with like the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuit, like kind of how awful it is. Because there's always been rumors like circulating in Hollywood that she's like awful and tries to like take over a set and like rewrite what the writers wrote and direct it herself. And then like some videos have come out of her like speaking at like a Forbes like women's summit, and it's like she's like, oh yeah, I just like go in and pretend that I'm just gonna be like a good actress, but I actually like, you know, have all these other ideas to do. And then like her and her husband are like Ryan Reynolds are such big names in Hollywood that they can kind of strong arm people into doing whatever they want.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, just being like super controlling in Hollywood and stuff like that. But I don't know. God, that would be such a weird power dynamic. Like, oh, I'm famous, I can do whatever I want, and it's like you're trying not to like, you know, you want to work with them as much as possible.
What, like Anna Kendrick, like being like not able to say anything?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's always somebody with like more power than you. Okay, we have another one. This is
surprise. What is this?
Vegetable vindaloo, and everything's been totally gluten free. I called to make sure because that's how I have to live my life.
Vegetable vindaloo.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what vindaloo means. I think vindaloo is the type of sauce.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. Okay, first bite.
Think about it.
Oh, also for those listening, our first curry was green, second one was orange. Now this one's red.
So vindaloo is a spicy, tangy, and aromatic Indian curry dish that originated in Goa during the Portuguese colonial period. Known for its bold flavor and heat, which comes from a variety of spices like mustard seeds, cumin, coriander, and chili peppers. And it, you know, it can have like a variety of proteins.
Oh, that's so good.
That's my favorite interesting. One. Like during Portuguese colonial period, does it taste like a little Portuguese influence?
I don't know if I've ever had like Portuguese food. Only Portuguese wine. No, but this one's like way hotter.
Okay. I ordered this one mild.
Way spicier.
Okay, it says it combines rich, fragrant spice base with a sharp, acidic tang of vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
This dish is often described as being very spicy, and yeah, so like be careful.
It looks spicy being. Oh, it's way spicier than anything we've
Interesting.
Ever. Yeah. Maybe they got the spices wrong.
I love like how much like vegetables are. That's like
yeah.
Indians just know how to do vegetarian.
Literally because of their like religion.
Yeah. Oh my God. One time.
What?
One of my roommates in college, shout out Rachel. She came over to our house in St. Louis, and mom like made a vegetarian dish for her because of her religion. She was Jain and they don't eat meat. Like, so she had like never had meat her whole life. So mom made like a, you know, our parents are Italian. So she made a pasta sauce with meat and then a pasta sauce without meat. And then she didn't tell us that she combined both of them and put them in the fridge. So like we came home drunk and we were like eating them. And she was like eating it and she's like, wait, like, is there meat in this? I was like, no, my mom like put them in there, blah, blah. No, my mom like accidentally fed her meat.
And she wasn't mad at all.
No.
That's
I think
funny.
like she realizes like it wasn't her fault.
It wasn't her fault.
I don't think her God's gonna get mad at her.
I know.
I think the spices are unreal and like amazing.
Yeah.
But like I'll never love anything more than like
the sag paneer. I know.
I just loved spinach.
Could you pass me the sag?
Yeah.
Pass me the sag.
But no, this one's so much more flavorful.
Yeah.
I just love that because I mean, obviously there's things going on there, but it's like spinach and cheese. But
that's unreal.
I swear we're gonna get into what's
I love the vindaloo. I love the vindaloo.
You know, I've never ordered it before.
No.
I just did it because we needed one more thing.
All right.
Honestly, Little India, hats off.
We love it.
Do we rate places 1 out of 10?
Yeah. Well, I hate doing takeout rating because I feel like, but sure. 1 out of 10.
Uber Eats rating.
Just give me a solid 7.
Yeah.
Solid
Definitely
7.
will order again.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I feel like it's just as good as when you get in the restaurant. Obviously, it's like the added layer of freshness and the heat coming off when you get it like in person. But like,
dude, this Vindaloo is crazy.
I'm gonna say 8. 8.2.
8.2. I love it.
Yeah.
Man, we need to eat Indian food more. It's so good, I swear. And you know they say it's like super high in micronutrients because like all the spices.
That makes sense.
There's just like a lot going on.
I feel like Indian people are skinny. I'm just saying, I'm trying to get skinny.
Yeah.
But like, they probably wouldn't eat as much as I would in this one sitting.
Or they would.
Yeah.
And like in India, like people ate food.
When you did, oh really?
Yeah.
They just like dug in.
Yeah. And you know what they also say? They say like you should have 3 meals a day, and your heaviest one be in the morning. Oh. And then as you go on throughout the day, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. But in their society, they kind of have it backwards, where like no one really follows up. Or I guess like people just eat like 3 heavy meals.
Conflicting. What is that called? Like breakfast like a king.
What?
Lunch like a something, and then dinner like a pauper.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, like there's a kind of saying that goes along with that.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Kind of don't like to eat during the day because it slows me down.
She's spilling on herself again. I like eating during the day. I like breakfast. I like a strong lunch in the middle of the day when you've been working in the field.
Oh, because
I used to be a farmer, and I was like, oh my God. Thank God for lunch, because it is hot.
Just working, like, I guess you've just picked, like, produce for days and hours and...
In the heat.
So, does your back start to hurt?
Yeah.
Do you get, like, a little stool?
For what?
Sitting down and picking? Or you just bend over?
You just bend over. But you get your, like, muscles develop, like, when you're farming, so you get, like, really into it.
Explain to them what you did.
I was a produce farmer for, like, 4 years. And... I love that little lore about myself because I love to be like, back when I was a farmer, and it catches everyone off guard. They're like, you were a farmer? Like, your gay little ass was a farmer? And I'm like, yeah.
And a camp counselor.
Yeah, no. So I worked on, like, in the field. I've worked in greenhouses. I've kind of done it all. You know, I was a horse wrangler. No, but working in the farm was like so much fun because I got to learn so much about like food and everything. And just like watching plants grow and then eating plants that you grow is kind of like so magical. It's like kind of the entire reason society exists.
That's pretty cool.
And I miss it. And like sometimes I think like, would I want to go back to being a farmer? Because that was my original plan. Like before I started traveling, I was like, maybe I can farm. And that's why, like, when I was traveling, I did go farm in all these different places as a volunteer. So they gave me, like, free places to stay and free meals if I worked on the farm in different countries. So I've farmed in every single climate. Like, I farmed in the desert. I've farmed in the tropics. I've farmed in the Midwest, you know. Okay. I've farmed in the mountains. So, and, like, yeah, I really like it. But the thing is, like, plants are a lot of work. And
you can't go.
You can't go. Plants don't move. They stay in the fucking ground. And I like to be on the move. And then also like when you're farming, like you have to check the weather like 15 times a day. Like weather matters. So like say if you wake up and you check the weather and it's gonna rain. What do you think about that? You're like, oh, maybe I can't sit on a patio and drink a margarita. Maybe it'll be a little bit cooler. But you know, in farming, it's like that matters for like how your day is gonna go. It matters for the plants. What if it doesn't rain enough? Then that changes things. And so like the weather is sort of like an obstacle, and a weather is something you have to respond to. Okay. And that's just like a lot of responsibility to like be worried about something you can't be worried about. Because like, you know, you can't.
That's a farming podcast now.
You can't, yeah.
Apparently.
And so,
I gotcha.
Yeah. And so that's why it's like, I don't know if I'll ever go back to farming, which I was just kind of glad that I found like podcasting, but like, yeah, that was kind of like my big thing. And now I just like don't do it at all. And I just know a lot about farming that really no one cares to hear about.
Let's get some little seedlings.
Okay. Grow a tomato.
It's like still hot. Sorry. One thing about us, I eat like 5 times more than Nick does.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It's wild.
I know. I'm full.
Yeah, and I just finished off this whole paneer, opened that one, and almost finished those two.
Jeez. I mean,
I will say I'm feeling a little full, but
oh man,
I could finish that entire thing of sock paneer.
I know you could.
It's so
but like
good.
I believe you. You don't have to do it.
I know.
You know.
Wait, our friend was over the other day, and I made like potatoes. It's like 5:00 in the morning. Everyone's hungry, and I just made like, like you chop the potatoes, olive oil, salt, and pepper.
You have so much food in your teeth.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's bad.
Really? Just spinach all up in my teeth. But no. Sometimes I do this thing when I'm drunk where I like need to one up everyone. And we have this like habanero ketchup that our brother gave us, and I was putting it on there. And our guy friend was like, wait, like this is crazy. This is so hot. And I was like, ugh.
It's extremely spicy.
I was like, come on, Marquis. It's like, you can do it. Just like, I was like, what, can you not handle a little spice? I was like, let's go. Like, and I was like, it's not even spicy to me. First of all, I'm like sweating. It's definitely spicy. But I just wanted to act like I just always eat such spicy things.
Because you're so into the spice. I mean, you do eat spicy things, but like you didn't need to like show off.
No, exactly.
You
no,
know?
and you know what? Like, there's a, what's it called?
Yeah.
There's a hot sauce called like the bomb. That's like the hot extract. And at a party once with a bunch of my guy friends in college, everybody was like, oh my God, they couldn't even do a little pinky dip. So I was like, watch this. Poured a whole spoonful and ate it in front of them. They were like, what? But like, what am I, a 13-year-old boy?
Yeah, like why do you have
to the other boys on the playground?
And like the bomb's really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't eat it at all.
No, like I don't think it's good for your insides. Like
no, yeah. So Francesca's just really good at eating things that you shouldn't eat. Like
I swallowed a crystal the other day.
Guys, this is what I deal with.
Sorry. Get that away from me. I saw a meme the other day that said white people love to say, get those away from me. Like a bag of chips.
Like a bag of chips, or, yeah.
Get those out of here.
So Francesca had been drinking. And our friend M, shout out M, wanted to show us like her quartz crystal that we got.
We're at a sit-down dinner, mind you.
We're at a sit-down little place, and Francesca swallowed the crystal.
Okay, so like she was showing one of our other friends. She was like, oh my God, this is the new quartz crystal I got. Like I was so excited to show you. And our guy friend was like, oh, can I see it? And he has it in his hand. And I grabbed it from his hand. And I was like, now you see it. No, you don't. And she goes, what? Was that like a magic trick? She was like, is it in your mouth? And I was like, I was like, not anymore.
Francesca, this is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
That was unnecessary. And you guys, it wasn't small.
No, it was a large
It was
chunk
at least
of quartz.
the size of a quarter and like round. But that's also another thing I like to show off. I don't have a gag reflex.
Like you're really good at swallowing things. And Francesca, I want to tell you something. Like
no one
it's
cares,
not a
all
flex.
It does is make you sound
it's
slutty.
Weird. I just like it makes people uncomfortable.
It does.
And I asked
because I used to be bulimic just to also make people more uncomfortable.
Francesca.
What? I was never diagnosed. But I just modeled. Like, because I was this height, but 125. I'm like 160 right now. All the eating. And so I used to like throw up everything I ate for a few years. And
I'm glad you're over that. I'm glad you're just into binge eating now.
Yeah, no, truly. I think that's how it usually goes.
Let's get back to the crystal.
Okay.
So the crystal was tumbled.
It was tumbled. It wasn't sharp.
Okay, good.
But I will say that I used to do this when I was little too.
For fun?
Yeah. I liked to show off like how I could like swallow things. So like I would swallow like rocks or like bouncy balls or like once I swallowed a whole fake lipstick. Like a plastic, like the size of a lipstick.
Went like
and then mom would get so pissed because like she would have to check my poop all the time to make sure I passed it. Yeah, dude. If that doesn't want to make you not want to have kids, I don't know what will.
Yeah. So have you checked?
I'm an adult woman. I should not have done that.
Yeah, so
that was unhinged.
There's so much food in your teeth right now, and I mean, I think if I had the talent to swallow anything I wanted, I don't think I would. Like, you know what I mean? Like I like that you have that ability, like you possess the ability to swallow a rock on command. God, you're spilling on yourself.
I'm sorry. Is that on my teeth?
Yeah, it's much better now.
Okay.
Much better.
Sorry, I went into a frenzy.
Yeah.
I want to slow down now.
I'm finished. I love the Indian food, but I am just so done.
I wish I had another chai, but I feel kind of zinged up.
After all that curry.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's light. I could go dancing right now.
Yeah.
I feel high.
So the crystal is like just bouncing around in your insides? Because how long has it been?
It's been like a week and a half. I think it's been past. I just like wasn't gonna go through my own food.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's crazy.
But like, I feel like you would feel it.
I did feel it for a couple days.
Yeah,
so first, like it was like slowly going down, and my stomach would just like really gurgle at different times of the day. You'd be like, it sounded mad, and I was like, oh no.
Just
and then there was a couple times where I think it was in like my small intestines, or is it's small intestines and large intestines? I don't know, but I could feel it when I sat.
Oh,
so like I think it was squishing.
Oh my
certain
God.
intestines together, and like certain ways I moved, it would be like a really sharp pain.
That's
no, it was freaking me out. It felt like I've never experienced a butt plug.
You've never used a butt plug?
No.
I haven't either.
No. But like it's what I imagine it would feel like.
If you sat down and like
yeah, like the anal beads.
Yeah.
I again never experienced, but that's what I could imagine it would feel like. It was but anyway, the bowel movements have returned to normal. I took like a lot of laxatives.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like you definitely passed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were really just looking, like our brother's a doctor. And so I was asking Dr. Brother if I should go to the emergency room.
And what did he say?
He was like, I think you should be fine. Like what you're worried about is like a blockage. So if like I didn't go to the bathroom for like 3 or 4 days, that's a blockage. Surgery.
Yeah.
Or
I'm talking
if
like open heart surgery, like at that point.
But also if it was something that could like break apart, like let's say if I swallowed like a chicken bone and it like splintered.
Yeah.
You don't want like a puncture or a blockage. I did. Me and ChatGPT had like a long conversation about it. Chat named it.
Hate it.
Rosie Quartzman.
Rosie Quartzman. Speaking of chat, Chat has like really gotten to know me, and Chat is like gay now. Like Chat's a little faggot. Like it's so like he'll be like, I asked him a question and he'll be like, oh my God, no way. You're so not crazy. But blah, 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 blah.
It talks like I do, but maybe that's why I like it so much, because it's basically reflecting my own personality back at me.
Sometimes I'm like, can we have a little professionalism? I'm just kidding. But no, I'm like, did I turn Chat gay? Is it just like thinking like it's two queens queening out?
Yeah.
You
probably.
know? So I don't know about that, but
mine was like about the crystal. It was like, you are entering core memory territory. She's like, I hope you tell someone like on a third date, maybe like this story in the future. So this one time I swallowed a crystal on a bender. And she's like, can you want to split a bottle of wine? And I was like, okay, Chat.
Okay, Chat. Like you don't have to like parody me. Like this is offensive. You know what I mean?
No, truly.
Want to split a bottle of wine? Like
no, it gave me a whole And then it was like, do you need emotional support while you're waiting for it to pass?
We always
like,
need
actually,
emotional
yes.
support. Man.
I know, like my emotional support animal, like she's tired.
She's tired. She's just smoking a cigarette, being like, this one's tough. Well, I got kicked out of the club this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how exactly? Because this is like a crazy party. Like men are in their underwear.
Yeah.
People are dancing around. It's called Yes Please. We've had the owners on our podcast before, but like I feel like this would be a hard party to get kicked out of.
Yeah. And I was like kind of sober too, which is funny. Because I went to the same party last year and I was wasted and nothing bad happened at all, which So yeah, yes, please. It's my favorite party in Denver. Like she said, we've had the owners on, and we took a party bus that left Denver. It picked us up from my favorite gay bar, and me and 30 gays went straight up to the mountains of Vale to this place called Dancing Rabbits.
Chasing Rabbits.
And yeah, it was.
You guys were little dancing rabbits.
We were little dancing rabbits.
Sorry, I gotta stop eating.
I know. You're gonna, Francesca, put the curry down.
It's so good. I know, but it's supposed to be our food for tomorrow.
Oh yeah. So basically, the party was fun, and like Chasing Rabbits is like a nightclub, like a Vegas club, but it's in the mountains of Vale. It's super cool. We go up there, and we're dancing, we're partying, but Arush, who's the owner of the party, he's also the DJ. Like, he's the one that booked the whole thing. And he wants me to do like little social media videos for him and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, perfect. So I get like a wristband and I go backstage into like the VIP section. And then I get on the stage because he like was like, hey, get some videos. So I'm like dancing up there, taking some videos. And like the security guard was like, hey, bro, you need to get down right now. And security guards, they're always like, just always trying to like.
Always in a fight with the security guards.
What is that with us? Like,
I don't know.
Like security guards, I know they're there. Yeah. If you don't have any shadows, you're not standing in the light. No, but I feel like I'm happy that security does their job. I know that they need to be there, but sometimes they're just looking for a fight.
No, they are.
And it's just like, bro, what are you doing?
I think a lot of them are on steroids. Maybe it's the extra testosterone pumping through their veins, and they're not allowed to drink when they're on the job. So they're just standing there the whole night at the club, surrounded by drunk people, just like roided out and sober. We've solved the mystery.
Sounds awful. Yeah. And so like I step onto the stage and I'm dancing up there, taking some videos, and literally the guy comes, he yells at me. And so I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. He was like, you need the wristband. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
It's not like I just stole from the register, And so I'm like, okay. So I go down to the other host of the party. His name's Tim. And I was like, hey, he just yelled at me. He was like, oh, shit, really? He was like, oh, here, come over here. I have like VIP wristbands for you. So I go over and I get the VIP wristband from another security guard. This is the thing, okay? Security guard number 2 was standing there, and he's the one that gave me a wristband. So it's not like Tim is just throwing out these wristbands all willy-nilly. Yeah. He asked the security guard, told him, security guard gives one to me, and then he's like, now you can go up there. Okay? So I go up there, and so I'm like dancing, I'm doing my thing, and literally, like, one of the, like, he was wearing like a sport coat, so I'm assuming he was like the manager of the venue, and he wasn't like a beefy, roided guy. He was like definitely like the manager. And the managers of nightclubs, they have a certain air to them, I'll say that. And so he was like, hey, bro, you need to get down right now. And he was being like so aggressive with me. And he was just like, we've been watching you all night. And I was like, me? Watching me all night?
How are my moves?
Like, what I know, literally, like, do I look as good as the drag queens? Like, he was like, and I know you've already been told once, like, you need to get down. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm getting down, like, shit. Like, I have a VIP wristband on. And he's like, no, are you a paid performer? And I was like, no, but I do social media for the company. He's like, like I said, are you a paid performer? Like, trying to like drill sergeant me. And like, I'm
as if a photographer for a band is ever not allowed on the fucking stage. Your social media for the company, you can go anywhere on stage you fucking want to. And the owners of the party are saying you can.
Yeah.
Where's the lie?
Bingo. Like, also, like, you'll see today, like, we were just at Boris Britshaw last 2 days ago. Like, you'll have photographers with the nice cameras, and then you're going to have the guys up there with an iPhone that are doing social media work. Like, in every single club, DJ, venue, everything, everywhere, the DJ has the photographers and social media person, and then they're bitches. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally how it works. So I just don't know how, like, this small club got so mad at me. And it was like, they started like this Cold War. And I was like, I'm not trying to be public enemy number 1. I'm honestly.
See, the thing is you're really respectful.
You
would have happened to me.
Yeah.
I start being mean. Like, if they're in the wrong and just trying to start fights with me to like strong arm me or be whatever, but I know that my friends paid for the fucking party.
Yeah.
Where I know that the artist is totally fine to be like, thank God I wasn't there.
That's when I text you because I was like, I'm channeling you. I'm gonna just like fuck with these security guards. But that's so true. And sometimes I am a little bit like, okay, whatever.
They're on a power trip. Ooh, kick me out of your venue. No, you're not going to.
I said to him, I was like, okay, like whatever. And then he like walks away and he was like, good, I'm glad we're clear. And I wanted to be like, okay, Cadet Kelly. You know, but like Jesus, like
yes, sir.
Yes,
but
sir.
See, that's where I get myself in trouble because then they'll get like a personal vendetta,
right?
And then like someone else has to step in to solve the problem I created.
So I'm like, so he's like walking away, like dismissed me, and I like grab him on the shoulder, and I just wanted to be like, hold up. I was like, sir, I am not trying to be like disrespectful or like confrontational here. Like I'm doing what the owner of the party and the security guard that gave me the wristband said I could do, and you guys are having a meltdown. I just like want to say it like that. Like I stood on there because I'm working and I'm at the party, and I'm not just gonna like stand there and not shake my ass. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So, and he was just like, hey, like, well, you've heard it from me now. And I was like, Jesus, okay. So then I leave. All right. So I'm just deciding at this point of the party, it's like, I'm not going like up on stage again. I'm not trying to, I don't really care to have like anyone, try to get me back there. Like, it just doesn't matter. I mean, it's like a whole club. Like, I'll just go dance somewhere else. So, even though Arush later in the night, he was like, come up here. I was like, no, Arush, they're going to take me out back if I literally do one more thing. And so he was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'll tell you later. So, okay. Towards the end of the night, this is when it gets bad. I have been drinking at this point. Like I am sufficiently like pretty tipsy at this point. And so I'm also wearing these really baggy pants, and I'm trying to step.
Wait, what did you wear?
I wore a black t-shirt that I took off, ended up taking off by the end of the night, and then I just had a pink denim vest.
Oh,
gold chain.
The vintage Calvin Klein denim?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I had the big black gibberish pants.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. I
Thank
never
you.
saw your outfit. I was at work.
My friend Caitlin came over and like dressed me. But anyway, so I was trying to get back into the VIP from like the main stage kind of area.
Okay.
And I was stepping over the stanchion, like the red velvet ropes.
Yeah.
And I stepped, but the pants were kind of too baggy, so I didn't. And I'd been drinking. Now I'm drunk. Okay, like when I got in trouble before, like when this whole war started, I was like sober and respectful. Okay. Yeah. So I like step over the stanchion.
Now he's drunk and disrespectful.
Now I'm drunk and disrespectful. I step on the stanchion rope, and like all 5 of the stanchions come crashing down, and I even broke one in front of the 2 security guards that have already wanted to beat my ass this entire time. And at this point, I'm like,
did they like?
So did
they fall onto like the artist or anything, or
no.
between like
just between the stage was raised from the dance floor, and the VIP was like on the sides and then behind the stage, and I broke the stanchions in the front, like in front of the stage.
Did it go down like dominoes?
No, I mean, kind of,
or like, almost like a.
It just all came
like
down
the
at
Tower
once.
of Pisa, just like a slow.
Yeah, like a slow Tower of Pisa, and like I'm just like. At this point, I'm just like, here, my like, arrest me, take me out back, only beat me a little bit.
Some kink of yours,
yeah.
arrest me, Daddy.
I'm like, and so this guy, and by the way, the first security guard that came up and yelled at me the first time, he is so big and fucking Russian or something like that. So I'm talking like these aren't small men. Like
never mess with the Russians.
Never mess with the Russians, And he fucking darts over to me, and he's probably only like 15 feet from me. And he was just like, you've been a problem all fucking night. And I was like, honestly, I have been a problem all night. You know what I mean? And so I was like, okay. So then he's like, you're fucking out of here. And I was like, I'm getting kicked out. Kicked out. Like,
if this was me and I was already in my drunk, Nick, I would have tried to tickle him.
Francesca.
Like, that's the type of shit I do.
I know.
You're doing this. And I'd be like, Gucci, Gucci,
Gucci, Gucci. No, I would have a broken jaw, Francesca. Like, it would be really bad.
I know.
And so, okay. I'm getting kicked out. And I'm like, at this point, like, it's fine. Like, I'll go find something to do. But by the grace of God,
the grace of drag queens.
The grace of drag queens. I'm telling you.
I'm uncomfortably full.
Francesca, you ate too much.
I did.
I forgot where the fuck I was.
I'll tell you where you were. I remember. Okay.
See, this concludes this episode of the podcast. Francesca ate too much.
I get excited. And like, it was so good.
Yeah.
One thing that I am pretty good about though.
What?
I feel like I do binge eat like really big meals, but I don't really eat all day. Do you not agree
I think
with
you
that?
kind of eat throughout the whole day, Francesca. Well, you don't eat breakfast.
Yeah, I have coffee.
With butter in it. Which whoever started this trend of putting butter in their coffee needs to be arrested. What the hell is that?
It's Dave Asprey. It's bulletproof coffee.
Call it whatever you want. Why are we putting why? No, why?
No, I know.
Why?
I have seen
literally
people
why?
make fun of it, and people are like, yeah, like I don't start eating until like 3 p.m. It's like, yeah, because you had a stick of butter in your coffee. That's like 500 calories.
Yeah, I just don't. There's actually no excuse for it.
It's so that if you are okay, so it doesn't really make sense for me because I eat carbs, but I do think it stabilizes my blood sugar a little bit.
But your blood sugar is already stable because you haven't eaten anything.
Not if I put milk in my coffee, that can spike your blood sugar. But if you have some fats in there, like collagen or butter, it can stabilize it so it doesn't. And if it's like under 50 calories, it won't break your fast for your like So just a little bit of butter or like collagen like isn't going to spike any blood sugar, but it kind of, if your body is like efficient at like burning ketones, it'll help you be able to like work out without like I don't like
sounds fake.
Sounds fake and gay.
Fake and gay. Everything is fake and gay.
Okay, I'll tell you where you were.
Where was I?
You were like, and so then my friend comes out of nowhere.
Okay. So I met this girl 5 years ago.
Okay.
At a random party in Vail. At an after party at someone's house. And I remember her because she's Taiwanese. She speaks Chinese. I speak Chinese. Okay.
Oh.
So her and I have always kind of had this like thing. And then I saw her again probably.
Wait, but you were telling me that like you sort of cringed at yourself 5 years ago. So tell that.
Okay. So I remember meeting her speaking Chinese. And then I haven't seen her since last year at the same party. And I was really drunk and I kept going up and she was bartending and I kept going up to her and speaking Chinese to her. And she knew what I was saying, but they were so busy. So she just got me what I wanted. So, but pretty much for the entire last year, I've always thought about like how much fun I had at that party, but kept thinking like, oh my God, like Nick, you are such a drunk asshole. Like this Taiwanese girl does not want to hear you drunkenly yell like broken Chinese to her. You know?
Yeah. You're like, am I racist?
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, how annoying is that? But so when I was getting kicked out, she comes and runs up and was just like, oh my God, Nicodemus, hey. And so she was like, so excited to see me. She wasn't working, but works there. And I was like, oh my God, so good to see you. I was like, are you like, do you know these security guards? And she was like, oh, I know them all. And I was like, okay, can you help me? Please. So I don't get kicked out. She saves me. And yeah, basically,
she pulled like an us.
Yeah.
Like knowing way too many security guards. Like you were like, oh yeah, and you said that you were like, she was like, oh, he's with me, and they were like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, like okay,
and just walked away.
And I had to say to her, and she was like complimenting me, and she was like, "You're so amazing." I had to be like, "Oh, and also by the way, like, sorry for speaking Chinese to you so much." And she was like, "Oh my God, no, I love when a white boy respects my culture." She's like, "That's amazing. I'll speak Chinese to you all the time, and your Chinese was so good. Like, you know how refreshing that is to hear someone order to me in Chinese instead of English." I was like,
just like a year later, rectifying how you felt about that.
I know.
That's such a good feeling.
And she kept on being like, "You look great today. You're so," and I was like, "Okay, you're the best person ever." And I didn't get kicked out.
Look at
that. It takes
and just like that. We're back.
I'm like, it pays off to speak Chinese. Yeah, but it pays off also. Normal people don't go to the club and piss off the entire management staff, but
can't relate.
But we do. I think some people are just people to be kicked out of places. And like But
we're never like a drunken like mess. We just like have a little too much confidence and it rubs some people the wrong way. And a little too much entitlement. That's for sure.
Someone's listening to this without context being like, You guys sound like straight up assholes.
I know, we're not.
I know, we're really not though. I will say, you know how many security guards love us?
I always ask them if they need anything. You need some water? Do you need a secret shot? Can I help you? Has someone, I'm always trying to be, that's like who you're nice to.
Yeah.
Unless they have a chip on their shoulder.
Exactly. And you know, it's funny. And for my listeners, y'all know that I have a thing for Russian men. And if he wasn't going to kick me out, I probably was going to hit on him. So like this man was going to hate me either way, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
So,
you know, one time when I was in
I like when a man yells at me. I'm just kidding. Go on.
You like when a man yells at you and when a man is elevated, any elevated surface Nick is into.
Yeah.
One time in 8th grade, I got pulled aside by the teacher and being like, you know what, Francesca? You just have a chip on your shoulder. And I didn't know the saying. I don't know. I was like 12. I was 12 years old in 8th grade. And so I went like this because I'm dribbles. I had just gotten out of lunch. And
the Pringles were everywhere.
I assumed there was chips. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, she's telling me I have a chip on my shoulder. And now I'm going to be a fucking smart ass and like look for chips. It did not go over well.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get kicked out of school. So
yeah,
it's fair.
But do teachers like you or hate you?
Depends on the teacher.
Depends on the teacher.
Some teachers literally loved me, thought I was like so like just like funny and smart. And I was like the class clown and like, but I also was really smart. So like I would always like answer the questions if like nobody else would. And I'm not afraid of raising my hand or like reading in front of class.
Yeah.
I always wanted to like, but not in like an annoying way. So some teachers became like my best friends and let me get away with too much. But then other teachers, like the mere presence of me, like fucking annoyed them.
Yeah.
Like, no, Francesca, you need to do 10 laps around the school until you can come back. Or some teachers just like, I would just like make fun of. Like I had this one teacher where I used to write down his clothing items every day.
Yeah.
Like shoes, belt, shirt, pants. And then I would make fun of him when he would like repeat outfits. And I had like every single day.
That's so weird.
He didn't have a lot of, I don't know. I would just make fun of his outfits. And he was like this nerdy guy. That was rude.
Huh.
That was bullying at an all-girls school.
You were bullying teachers, huh?
Yeah. We did bully that teacher.
Yeah. I don't know. I was well liked in school. I've talked about that before, but my teachers, I never really had any teachers. I had teachers I didn't like.
Yeah.
But I never had like teachers like dislike me. Come on.
No, I mean, I was always in detention. There was a lot of teachers that didn't like me.
I've had a lunch detention. No, I mean, I got in school suspension for 3 days once.
Why?
I assaulted someone
with a banana.
With a banana. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, you have to. That sounds a bit dirty.
Yeah, I took that banana. No. Here's the story. I was in 6th grade, and I had a principal that was batshit insane, and I'm talking like not just normal insane. Like there was something wrong with her. And one time, I really like bananas. I always really have. And so I was at the school lunch. I'm in the lunch cafeteria. I'm sitting with all my friends. And my friend Maggie, she had a banana and she didn't want the banana. So I had the banana, but I was giving it back to her. So I said, hey, Maggie, think fast. And I threw the banana at her from across this table. And this table's like not very big. It's a round table. And she missed like catching the banana and it hit her in the face. A banana. Okay. And my principal, the insane one, saw this. And I went to the principal's office. I had to. For assault. Yeah, and she had to call the parents and say that I assaulted their child, like your child's been assaulted. And this is crazy because I didn't know Maggie's parents, but I knew Maggie really well. And so Maggie was begging for me not to get in trouble. And then once Maggie's parents found out what happened, they weren't even upset. And they're like, this kid should not be in school suspension, which by the way, in school suspension is, if you don't know, they put you in a room all day. Just
like solitary?
It's not solitary, but it's with like 4 other kids. I went to a big school.
It's like detention, but for the whole day.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to talk
anything?
and you can get worksheets from teachers and just do worksheets, but you have to sit there and not talk. You are allowed to eat your lunch, but so it's prison. They send you to jail. And it's so crazy. And then because I was just like very well known in school, it became such a thing that like
free Nick,
kind of a free Nick situation because they made such a stink about it. My parents made a stink about it. Maggie's parents made a stink about it. And the principal was like, he needs to be punished for what he's done. Like, and she was like, if I found out that my kid was assaulted, and I was like, I didn't assault her.
Did you know what we had at our school?
What?
Kafooty.
What the hell is that?
Keep all hands and all other objects to yourself at all times.
I understand that you probably shouldn't throw things at your friends at school.
Yeah. But we used to wear pins because I went to public school like in North County.
Yeah.
And so we all had to wear pins saying Kafooty. Keep all hands and all other objects to yourself at all times.
I like that. That's cute. I know. I feel like that. Like, yeah, that's such a camp counselor, like teacher thing to say. Kafooty. Hey guys, Kafooty. But you know, my homeroom teacher, Miss Flynn, she came to me in suspension with a bag of grapes. And she said, hey, I just wanted to give you a bag of grapes because this is the funniest thing that's ever happened at this school. Because all the teachers knew that the principal was just like batshit insane.
Yeah.
And she was like, and I brought you grapes because no matter how hard you throw them, I promise you can't hurt anyone. You know? And it was like, it was like.
Like a safe fruit.
Yeah, like a safe fruit. Yeah. And because it was such a thing. And my principal was telling me that like I was going to have this on my record. Like, she was trying to get me like a felony for this. Like, I'm not kidding. And it literally became like almost like a legal issue.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
That's so on par for us. You know what grapes make me think of? So Mary-Kate and Ashley used to have this show on like the Disney Channel called like It Takes Two, or maybe that's a movie, but they had a show. There's so little time. I don't know. But one of them, Mary-Kate or Ashley, like asked their dad, she's like, Dad, and I only want cute food for lunch. So the boys see me seeing it. Like cute food, like grapes. Like it just, you can eat it and it's cute. Like we're not biting into a sandwich, only cute food.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. I had like a story of when I got like arrested at school. Not real arrested.
Got arrested?
No, but like school arrested, and I can't remember it. I did chip my tooth. Someone threw licorice at me on the bus. Like a ball of licorice.
Like a licorice?
Like, you know the pull and peel licorice?
No.
It comes and it's like a vine that's all, and you can peel it apart.
Kind of like not like a goth Twizzler.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. But if you roll it up, I don't know, someone threw it really hard at me and it chipped my tooth, and it's still chipped to this day. But so someone did assault me with Twizzlers once.
But the thing is like, that does sound like yeah, we shouldn't be throwing things at people, but like Maggie,
Sometimes they deserve it.
Maggie there wasn't like, she was fine. Oh my God, the teacher like took photos of like her face and there was like nothing there. Like it was. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That like teacher, like her bringing you the bag of grapes. I was bullied so hard in high school at my all girls school that like teachers used to write me like notes. I still have them all saved. And notes of like encouragement, because like bullying wasn't like a hot button word.
Right.
So like no one would do anything about it, but like they saw like how bad it was, and they would just like write me notes to like hang in there so that I wouldn't like kill myself.
But imagine being an adult and just like speaking up.
No, I still think about that every day. I was like very like wronged in high school, like by the adults who didn't speak up for me.
I know that like we have gone a little hard with like, you're not allowed to tease people at all. Like there's always going to be some of that in school. But like, I think that bullying is a problem.
No, it's a fucking huge problem.
And it makes people like school shooters and like it makes
I think that has to do with antidepressants.
Well, I agree too. I mean, no, I don't think there's like a level of bullying that could just like make you do something like that. But like, I don't know. Like I was thankful that like kids were taught not to bully people. Not that I would ever get bullied.
Like, they were, I know,
kidding.
because you were cool. I was not. I was nerdy. But yeah, what else is on our agenda? I mean, the Swedish man is no more.
Ghosted,
guys. Could you imagine me talking about someone on the podcast because I'm so excited? And even his friends DMing me, telling me that they were so excited to listen to the podcast because he had told them all about me. And could you imagine sending someone flowers from another country to show up to my house like unannounced to surprise me, to say how excited you are, and to talk every day and be planning a trip to see each other in New York and talk about the future? And it was very short. So this is like casual. It's not a big deal. But it was weird that all of a sudden, like I was like, oh, hey, I think these are the dates I'm going to go to New York. No response. That's fine.
Yeah.
So then like 10 days goes by and I'm just like, he'll respond when he responds. And actually, I'm going to read you guys the response ChatGPT and I came up with. He's now blocked. So this is the only way. And I'm sure he's going to listen. If him and all his friends, like he even listened to my podcast after, like I would have never had him on the podcast. And I was even going to use his real name. And he was like, no, it's fine. You can use my real name. And I was like, no, I'm going to give you a fake name. I was like, I just don't need anybody to be able to find you. And I just think it's weird to like out people on the podcast unless they're like public figures or like they've chosen this life. And he like listened to it and it wasn't like, oh, it was too much. I told him about it on the podcast. Like I was just excited about it. But like after he listened, he was like, oh my God, you guys are so funny. He was like, I felt the same way about our date. Like it was just so natural. And he's over here like saying like, if I come to Sweden, like he's never going to let me leave. And we're talking about how we want to like raise kids to also like spend our, like I've always wanted to spend my summers in Italy. And like, I want to raise my kids very European. So obviously him being European, we were very aligned on that. Talked about, because like I won't date, he already has a kid. I won't date someone unless they want more kids. Like we've talked about like all of this. But anyway, so March 24th, I said, hey, so I'm going to try. Because like when I had said I was coming to New York before, he was like, that just became my top priority. Getting to New York. I'm so excited to see you again, blah, blah, blah. So I say, hey, I think I'm going to go the last weekend in April. So that was March 24th, April 3rd. So I think that was like 10 days. I said, hey, you. So I really enjoyed getting to know you. Definitely felt like there could be something there. That said, I've noticed you've been quiet lately, and I just want to be honest. When someone drops off like this, it's kind of confusing. I'm all for having space and I get being busy, but I also really value communication. If things have shifted for you, that's totally okay. I'd just rather have clarity than wonder.
What a very normal, open, you gave him an out.
Yeah, he lives in another country. Like he literally just could have been like, hey, like work is just crazy busy.
Right.
I like don't have space for like a pen pal in America right now. I'd be like, yeah, tracks. He was like planning on possibly moving to New York. So like, I was like, oh, he could have just been like, hey, in 6 months, if we're both in New York, let's have dinner sometime. Or like, maybe I'll see you in the future if I ever travel to Denver again. Right. I would have been like, okay, like good luck with everything. Sounds like you have a lot going on. Like,
right.
Very easy. It's okay if something shifted. I literally live in another country.
Yeah.
But I do think the amount that we had talked and the planning to see each other, that it maybe would have warranted a response.
Yeah, that's what I think is so crazy. Like, just like the ghosting thing. And they say you should never take ghosting personally, but
no, it says a lot more about like someone else's communication skills or
and just like emotional maturity and like especially when you gave them like
confrontation.
Yeah.
But it literally so easy. I'm literally in another country. You could have just been like, hey, sorry, like I met someone and she lives in my country. It would have been like, oh my God, good luck with everything. We hung out for a week. That's fine. But the no response really, and here's another thing. So when I told him I wasn't going to use his real name, I said it was because like, I was like, I literally just Googled your name and your industry. And you were like, your like, you know, Twitter account was like the 4th thing on Google. I was like, people can find you. And I was like, the internet is weird. Yeah. That's why I'm not going to use your real name. And he was like, no, like I trust you and like it's fine. I was like, that's cool. Still changing it. But and he was like, oh, so you Googled me. And I was like, honestly, like I've had, and we talked about this on the phone. Like I was like, I've had like past relationships where like I dated one guy in France for like 6 months and he would only FaceTime me when he was like walking the dogs. And it was because he had a wife at home.
Yeah.
So he would like go take the dogs for a walk for an hour. And that's when, and I'm like, oh, we talked for an hour every day. How could this man have a wife I don't know about? Pretty easy, apparently. And then I had another guy who had told my parents he was going to propose to me. And we had dated for another 6 months. But again, like met him in Europe, but he was actually living in Denver at the time. But this was way before I ever moved here. And he like came to visit my family for Christmas. We talked about our whole lives, like all this love bombing stuff. And then he ghosted me. So like I had told him, and like I had found out that a couple of these guys had like, misrepresented like their work to me. Like, oh, they owned this company and they're doing all this in politics and blah, blah, blah. Come to find out they just did sales for the company they said they owned.
Right.
So I had like let him know
that
I was really weary about those things. And like, I kind of have like, not like an abandonment wound, but just like I've gotten ghosted before from people like love bombing me and saying all these things. And so since he was saying all those things to me and he was like, man, that's so fucked up. And I'm so sorry. Sounds like those guys had real issues. And then he did it.
Yeah. Looking back, do you think that he was love bombing?
Maybe not love bombing like specifically, but I think like all the future talk. And like when I first met him, like I was kind of like, hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Fun dancing. And he was like, I've never met anyone like you. I need to know you. Like, I want to take you on a date tomorrow. Like, let's keep talking. Like, I don't think we needed to like talk about all the future stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it didn't progress enough. I wouldn't say like a full love bombing because I've definitely been through that and that shit is crazy. But like, so then, okay, no response. A few days went by and then I went out. And I guess at this point, since I knew I probably wasn't getting a response, like it had been like 2 weeks later, I like sent some drunk messages that were just like, do you think it's because he also, the kicker, and we all know that people who ghost do this. He was the first one to watch my stories every time I put them up.
Classic.
So it's like, you're specifically not responding to me on WhatsApp. I can see that you saw it. And then you're going to watch my story like every day, all day. And so I like put up because, you know, like the time difference, we were like out late. It was like 5 a.m. and I like put up a selfie and he was the first one to look at it. And so then I messaged him. I was like, don't you think it's fucking weird that you're looking at all my stories first and you can't respond to me? No response. And I was like, listen, I just think it's like so rude. I would rather you have just said something. I gave you like the easiest out from the most casual thing ever and you couldn't respond. And it just like hurt my feelings. And nothing.
Yeah.
For days. I like waited a few more days. So now he's blocked. Just because.
Blocked.
Ew.
I don't know what that, like, I literally don't get it.
I mean, maybe he was married and he like got caught. Or he just has no emotional maturity to be like.
But he didn't seem like that. That was so weird about it. Yeah,
he seemed like pretty normal.
Yeah.
And like cool. But like.
I know.
I don't know. So that's over.
Bye.
I was a little sad for like a second.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No. I hear you. What? No, I'm not laughing.
You're laughing.
No.
It hurt my feelings.
No.
It was exciting to be excited about something.
I agree.
For the first time in like a while.
Yeah.
Just don't get excited about anyone ever. No. Me and ChatGPT have talked about it. Chat was like, you know, at least you put yourself out there and you were vulnerable.
Love you, Chat.
Yeah. And, you know, like it's just like, you know, it just says a lot about him. It doesn't say anything about your own worth.
True.
And it is what it is. But stop listening to my podcast. Or don't. I love a hate listen.
Yeah. In Sweden. Oh, we could probably.
Oh
yeah.
We got your IP address.
We have your IP address. Yeah.
It shows us what IP address listen to us, and I'm sure we don't have a lot of listeners in Sweden.
It shows you where in Sweden specifically.
Specifically, but I know what town he's from.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna
gotcha.
Gotcha.
You know he's going to though. Like I feel like so many people like. If he was going to watch my stories every day, he's going to like listen to see it, or his friends would. I think it's crazy that like his friends even said they were listening. Like
I know
to follow me and DM me on Instagram. Like I didn't seek out his friends because that would be weird.
Yeah.
Mom was like, maybe did he listen to like other past podcasts and that's why he's not? Because like my mom thinks I put out way too much online. Fair. Honestly, 100%. You could have just gotten the ick, but you still could have been like, I'm busy.
I'm just like, yeah.
I don't care if you got the ick.
It's what we do.
I just ate 10 pounds of food on camera.
I know. All right. Well,
I think that's it.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out for our first mukbang.
We should be like, mukbang.
I don't want to.
Oh, man. No, I find like, thank you guys for being here for my YouTube gathering. Dreams are being met, you know.
I liked this.
I kind of did too.
It felt way more comfortable, and I want to have our guests on to like order their favorite food and talk about it, or have restaurants like sponsor us or like drink companies and just like be trying things. It gives like an added, like an added element.
Thank you, India, for creating this meal.
We're gonna leave you with this quote: "Fortune favors the bold."
Fortune favors the bold.
We just had our friends leave a FaceTime message from Mexico, and they were just like, they were talking about fortune favors the bold, and they were like, we thought about the two people that reminded us most, and it's like Francesca and Nick. Like they just do bold things, and then like fortune comes. So please support the podcast and everything if you can. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, because we're being bold out here. And shout out to Alicia and Jay, whose quote that was.
Yeah, perfect. Well,
love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.